Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Please don't watch this video if you're crazy about Vietnam because I might probably hurt your feelings today and I don't want to see your boring, spiteful comments later. So, 5 years ago, in 2018, I traveled to Vietnam with my family and we stayed 10 days there. And you know what? I felt so happy the moment our plane left Vietnam. Sorry, dear Vietnamese friends, no offense here, okay? Trust me, I have met some really great Vietnamese people here in Australia and I love them. So please don't attack me, and I do love banh mi and pho. So what happened? Nothing much. I just got robbed and sexually harassed during this 10-day trip. Just that? Come on, Joe, please don't make such a big scene. At least you didn't get raped there. Be grateful, okay? In February 2018, my family and I decided to visit Vietnam at a very short notice. So 4 people in total, we took a flight to Ho Chi Minh and couldn't wait to explore this neighbor country. So we only explored 2 cities during our 10-day trip there. One is Ho Chi Minh and the other is a city called Vung Tau or Vang Tau. Sorry, my Vietnamese is just as bad as your Mandarin. Our hotel in Ho Chi Minh was good in general. The buffet breakfast had diverse choices and the location was good. The workers were hospitable. We really enjoyed our stay there. I think this hotel is 8 out of 10. Nothing really much to complain. After all, we paid around $35 per night. Not that cheap, right? I guess. Let's talk about the food there. The food there was quite nice and generally really healthy as well. Not much oil and lots of veggies. If you've ever been to Vietnam, you know what I'm talking about. You can barely see any fat people there. Everyone just so slim. So yeah, Vietnamese cuisine definitely has a place in my heart. Then let's talk about the food price and food hygiene there. This one makes me mad every time when I recall what we experienced there. According to what we encountered there, sometimes there are 2 prices for the same thing. One price for the local and one price for foreigners. For example, one bowl of beef pho, maybe $1 for the local and $3, $4, $5 for foreigners. And you know what? Sometimes, most of them don't have English menu, and sometimes, even though they put the price on a board, still, that price could just be for foreigners. Locals would just ignore that written price and pay differently. Trust me, we saw it with our own eyes. Even though we couldn't understand the language there, but we are not blind, okay? We could still recognize the currency, okay? It's just unbelievable. Can you imagine such behaviors right in your face? Well, I assume some big, decent restaurants shouldn't have such problems. Probably, yeah. But you need to be really careful with those food stands and street vendors. You know, there are some dark sides of tourism in Vietnam, but nowadays most travel YouTubers, they mention nothing about it. They just play dumb, you know? They just say everything is so good, food is so cheap, perfect for retirement, blah, 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 blah. I still remember last time I commented on a Vietnam travel vlog mentioning something like this, some bad experiences like this. Now I recall, probably it was not so wise of me to write such comments under a travel vlog which depicts how wonderful Vietnamese, how perfect Vietnamese. Needless to say, this YouTuber, he ignored me. He ignored my comment. And of course, why should he reply to me, right? He has 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Why should he reply to me? Of course, you're right. I'm the joke. I am the joke, and he continued to suck the money from his audience. Then how about the food hygiene? Well, I'm not gonna be picky on this one. After all, being food poisoned is part of the journey, so I wouldn't complain too much as long as the taste is alright. Until one day, when we were eating at a pho restaurant, a very busy restaurant located in the center of Ho Chi Minh. They even have so many seats outside. there was one lady, probably the owner, I guess. She was busy preparing pho and she was standing next to a huge pot filled with soup base. And you wouldn't believe what I saw. I swear to God or whatever up there, what I'm going to say now is true. Otherwise, I'll be cursed to be single forever until the day I die. That lady, she came to one table and took away one bowl, one finished bowl, okay? This bowl was already eaten by one lovely customer, just some soup left inside, just some soup. That lady, she took this bowl away and walked directly to the huge pot with soup base. You know what? She poured the leftover soup back to the pot. Oh my fucking God. I can't believe what I was eating was mixed with so many people's saliva, leftovers, and perhaps hepatitis B. Ew! Oh my God. You know what? After we saw that, we didn't touch our food anymore. We just left and found somewhere else to eat. And lucky then, they got more leftover soup from us, and you know, it's good for their business. And it seems that everyone is saying that Vietnam is so cheap, food is so cheap. I mean, not cheap at all, okay? And are too poor or they are too rich. I just don't understand, okay? You know, the price is as expensive as some places in Guangzhou City. Guangzhou City, okay? The first tier city in China. So I just don't understand. Back then, I think even Thailand is cheaper than Vietnam. Nowadays, I can't tell. After all, it was 5 years ago. Let's talk about the safety there. Back then, there were so many motorbike robbery happening every day in tourist cities. There is even a joke saying that your trip won't be complete if you have not been robbed once in Vietnam. So I guess I was a lucky girl, you know, I was definitely so lucky because I got robbed once. I'm so lucky. Oh yeah! Basically, it means guys on motorbike perform the game called snatching. There was one day when we were walking on the street of Ho Chi Minh and we were waiting at the traffic lights. I was surrounded by my family. They were standing on my left and on my right. I thought I was in a really safe position. And then all in a sudden, out of nowhere, a guy on motorbike, he already appeared in front of me and he quickly snatched my crossbody bag, you know, just like this, crossbody bag. And you know what? My bag was somehow so tough. The belt was so strong that he didn't succeed, and because he used too much strength to grab my bag, that his motorbike leaned down half, you know, nearly crashed. So he had to give up and drove away. All this just happened within no more than 8 seconds. And of course, I started yelling and panic after he was gone. You know, I was completely blank during those few seconds. And we saw some locals sitting on the opposite street. They were using body language to warn us, to cover the bags, stuff like that. They are really good people, you know. First of all, I'm so grateful that my bag was so strong and so tough at such a moment because I have my passport, my phone, and some cash inside it. And I'm so lucky that guy, he failed to snatch my bag, you know. You know, this bag is not expensive at all. It is just $60, you know, not branded. It is very low-key and very humble style and color. You know, my point is that, see, not all the bags have to be Louis Vuitton to serve you right. And people who have been watching my YouTube videos sort of know that I'm not attracting audience with my appearance, but my mind. So whoever subscribes some sexy Japanese girls who do weird stuff in her room in each video, you know, if you subscribe this kind of channel, please do not subscribe me. Please, 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 okay? I don't want YouTube algorithm to link me or link my channel to any of them. Thanks, mate, because I'm not that type, please. Secondly, I reflect on myself because I didn't do enough research before I came to this country. If I knew that even locals wouldn't dare to bring their bag out or just hide them under their motorbikes, I would definitely not bring anything out. So anyways, ever since that day until the day we left Vietnam, I didn't bring any bags out anymore. And when we were walking on the street, sometimes we could see some foreigners arguing with vendors regarding the price and change. And sometimes we see some foreigners on a police car looking really depressed. I assume they got stolen. Then we took a boat to Vũng Tàu. Vũng Tàu is a port city which is apparently famous for the view and the beach. Back then, Vũng Tàu was really quiet, not many tourists there. We met one lovely Canadian couple, chatted a little bit, really nice couple. Then I was thinking, oh, finally a little break from, bad experience in Ho Chi Minh. So we checked in the hotel and we decided to take a walk along the beach. Once again, I was not by myself. I was with my family. We were walking along the beach. So I was wearing very normal, very basic clothes on that day. Like I was wearing one pair of shorts and a very normal top. Like nothing special, nothing outstanding or seducing at all, okay? Every time when I'm with my family, I just wear really casual clothes. Definitely not bikini, not at all, okay? And then once again, a guy sitting on a motorbike. Yes, motorbike again. They just love motorbikes. Everyone is on motorbike. So this is what happened after we walked past him. He was still sitting on his motorbike, didn't do anything. Then after a few seconds, he started his engine and it was really loud. And then you know what? All of a sudden, he was quickly passing through us. And then while he was passing through me, he slapped my butt. Yes, he's just like this. And then he drove away laughing. At that moment, I was furious. I was furious. I was yelling, fuck you, so many times in so many different languages. I was so angry that I even complained. I even blamed my family for not protecting me, which is not their fault. Anyways, guys, every time I recall, I just feel like so... I want to punch this camera now. Overall, I had an unpleasant trip in Vietnam, and so did my family. Especially my dad, he kept saying that I can't wait to go home. It feels like back to the 80s, the 90s. Back then, the robbery rate was as high in China. Yeah, basically my dad felt he was back to the 80s, the 90s. Back then, China was as crazy, So yeah, I believe most Vietnamese people are friendly people and kind human beings, just like most people in the world. However, there will always be some small group of people that they want to gain money, gain fortune as soon as possible. They chose to use this immoral, illegal way. What can you do? I believe every country have this kind of thing, and it's just different odds in different countries. My purpose of this video is just to warn tourists, whoever wants to travel to Vietnam, you gotta be extremely careful with your belongings, and you need to get prepared to some unexpected, unpleasant things which could potentially happen, especially when you don't speak that language at all, okay? It is a beautiful country, definitely, and it is a pity that we didn't get the chance to explore more cities. So we only explored 2 cities. Yeah, we didn't get the chance to explore provincial areas, some really true beautiful areas. That's a pity, yeah. And I do love the food there. And if I have to be 100% honest with you, I think Vietnamese girls are really beautiful. I mean, their body is like this, it's like this, curvy like this. I don't know how, girls are just like this. I think Vietnamese guys are just so lucky. And now I understand why so many Chinese guys, they would love to travel to Vietnam alone as well. Maybe it has to do with the fruits, the climate, or just change. I don't know. The girls just like this. By the way, I'm not lesbian. There are heaps of beauty salons and massage spas in Vietnam, and it is their specialty, you know. Basically, either you want some normal relaxing massage or some happy ending ones, you can always find them easily. It is just like Dongguan City a few years ago, before they cracked them down, you know. So, and I don't see a problem here. I completely fine with it, you know. I don't judge here. If the guy, he enjoys the service and the girl, she is happy with the payment, why not, right? It is good for the country's economy as well. And I do understand why some foreign guys, they love to come to Vietnam, you know, for this kind of reason as well. Just be careful with your camera, your phones, and your bags, and just accept whatever you are happy to lose when it comes to scams and rip-off, and then enjoy the trip. That's it. Bye.